do a quick video about a little pickup I made the other day. Got these two awesome Accutron Spaceviews. The first model's the 214, both, and I haven't gone over them too much. I've been rocking this one as it seems to have been, what do you call it, where they changed the energy, because the new batteries, instead of being the mercury batteries, these new batteries run at a higher voltage, and so this one runs pretty close to on time. It's not too bad, but down phasing, a phase down, phase shift. This one, as you can see, is running. I set this yesterday, and it's already like, what, 6 hours and change ahead. So that one I'm gonna have to send to a great Accutron repair and service guy, John Johnson. He does a killer job on these. The ring light doesn't really help, does it? Let's see. So, yeah, I was just super pumped. I was able to pick these up for a steal at $97 for both of them. It was all the money I had in my wallet, and she had a couple other Accutrons and even a new old stock Spaceview with the price tag $185, which is in like $1974. So that means that was a $1,200, $1,300 watch in today's dollars. So these were very, very high end. These are the first generation of both the Accutrons and the Spaceviews with that 2-1-4 movement. And it's kind of nifty. Set the time with this little flip up, and as I turn it, you can see that it sets, and you can go both ways. And these, I don't have my case back opening tool, otherwise I'd already be in there and looking at what year they were made and everything. I have the serial numbers on the back, but can't get access to the exact model numbers without taking the case back off. Well, not really that much point in setting it, considering it'll be off in a minute anyway, but they both came on these cruddy Spidell bracelets, but I threw them on little elastic bands because I think it looks good. It's maybe a little wide. Maybe I'll have to get some specific straps for it, but I think it's a pretty snazzy watch. I already wear a 36 millimeter watch, which is pretty small for a men's watch, and you can see in comparison, I don't know what these are, 35 millimeter cases, but it's a lot smaller. I'm gonna polish up the crystal, at least on this guy, stainless steel. This isn't full gold, this is gold fill, so just kind of a gold plating, but the stainless steel, since it's already running all right, I might just polish up the crystal, get it looking as good as I can. And this one I'm gonna send off to the best in the biz for the Accutrons, John Johnson, and he should be able to get it running so that it's not so fast, that all the gears are cleaned and properly oiled. It's I do like the way they do this battery compartment. Is you can just put a coin in there. Turn it. And you have to put a battery that has a little plastic shielding on it so that it doesn't short circuit in there. But the problem is that these are what, 1.85 volts? I think so. But they are supposed to operate at 1.35 maybe? So it's kind of a, I don't know, I like the easy change of the battery that way, and all this is a 394 battery with a little sleeve. And I know that there's a company that Accucells, that sell, I think that's their name, that sells cells. They ply the trade of batteries which are already converted to a lower voltage but not made with the mercury. The mercury was banned due to the environmental issues with throwing them in the trash and then contamination and leaching out into the groundwater and such, so understandable. And it's, yeah, overall just a really, I don't know, they started out as what would be a salesman's unit, so just something for the salesman to go around trying to get clients, and they would have pretty much this, where it was just a dial-less Accutron. That's what it would look like. People even do conversions now, but it would just, this is all just hidden by the dial. And so they were showing it off as kind of a, oh, this is pretty neat. And the store owner said, no, I want to buy that one. That's the one I want. I think it kind of speaks almost like the mechanical, skeletonized watches and things like that. And it's the interesting thing about these things is they run off of a tuning fork. And so these two coils there, and then right in the middle there'd be a tuning fork, which this is kind of a predecessor to a quartz watch. Quartz is just a little piece of quartz that has a known oscillation rate, and the tuning fork, they can have that oscillate. A mechanical wristwatch is all geared based off the mainspring unwinding the oscillations of the balance wheel. So it's kind of a interesting hybrid, and in a time before quartz had come, and they were able to survive and even thrive even through the quartz crisis, even though they weren't a quartz watch. They weren't exactly a mechanical watch either. I don't know, I love looking in and admiring the little touches. It's just cool seeing all the circuitry. And on this one, it's kind of interesting. I'll have to look into this more, but on this you see that little metal plate. This one has a little bee engraved on it. Let's see if we can. Yeah, you can sort of see it there. But I think that's must indicate something. I don't know what. So I'm gonna look into that more. But both the crystals, they're scratched on the surface, but since they're acrylic, you can just polish it out, and it's kind of cool. These face views don't have the dots on the crystal. I think this is a later Accutron Spaceview crystal, and all the stuff is printed on the inside so it can't scratch off. And you can imagine like this, and then you have all the markers and everything that you can read. But that's a more updated Spaceview. But you can see this crystal got a little crack, missing a piece, so I had to replace it. And these things, it's kind of surprising how much they will fetch. I am planning on just holding on to them just because they're so neat and something special, but I know even the one this crystal cracked on is going for $1,000, and some of them go even more than that, so they've kept pace with inflation. Pretty much the price that it was back in the 70s with $185. It's pretty much equivalent. You can get them for better deals sometimes, but still even $500-$600, quite a bit of money for something that I think is a neat little piece of history. And just kind of wanted to do a quick show off before I cleaned him up. And then this guy I won't have for a while, since John Johnson, what a great name, he will have it for a while to service it up. He's usually pretty quick, but still, I wanted to get a video of both of them. I thought it was kind of a good example of how, I guess, the battery change issue has resulted in one keeping near perfect time, which means it must have been worked on, and one where it hasn't, and it runs hours fast a day, which is due to, well, I won't get into that. It's a whole complicated thing of a wheel and how many teeth it goes through, and the how much the tuning fork is, the amplitude of the tuning fork and such. So it's kind of beyond the scope, but let's see. Get a quick shot with that guy on. Oh, got it upside down. That's another thing. It's kind of without, like this one, I do think this a better design, gets a little more legible as the time, because this just has kind of the ring on the outside, the reflector ring, whereas this with the plots, you can kind of, you can picture that this would be a heck of a lot easier to read, a heck of a lot easier to determine up and down. This, all it has is just the little Accutron logo and name printed on the inside of the crystal in this kind of, what, like 8 o'clock area. But I wonder if I will change straps on these guys. I don't know. I don't know what would look best on it. Actually, it didn't look that bad on the Spidel. I just hate the Spidel because it's kind of an old person look, and they can kind of grab at your arm here. There's just a bunch of stuff that makes them kind of cruddy, and they just look nasty. And cleaning them, when I get a customer coming in with one, and I have to clean out all the dirt and grime, you see all the dead skin cells in there, and I just think that is effing disgusting. And even if I kept mine clean, it still makes me think of that. Plus the kind of old man thing that it's like, not exactly the look I'm going for, but we'll see how the elastic, you can see it kind of pinches a little bit, but it works. And it's just a last quick little look, see? This light can Well, yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to show today, but I just wanted to get a quick video out so that I could share them before at least sending off this one. I probably should send off both to get service, since they have an unknown service history, which means they probably have never been worked on, or it's been, what, the lady, her father and grandfather were watchmakers, and her father died a couple years back, and so these have probably been sitting in a drawer for God knows how long. So yeah, they both could probably use a cleaning, and it's Accutron actually guaranteed that it would be running, I think, like plus or minus 2 seconds a day, which is the same as the superlative chronometer Rolex rating. I think it was like a minute a month or something was the max that they guaranteed to be off by. And so these back in the day were very precision instruments, something that was really accurate, which is pretty cool. For you think of a tuning fork, like one of those things, you hit it and it vibrates and makes that tuning sound. And let's see if maybe if I put both of them up to it, you'll be able to hear. Maybe not. There might be a little too much background noise, but they make a neat little hum sound, which is unique to this because of the tuning fork. And let's see if I can, with both, if it picks up anything. Probably not, but still, that is one neat feature. Maybe I'll have to grab a microphone and do a quick video showing the that it makes, because that's, I don't know, it's just something unique, different, fun. Well, hope you guys enjoyed a little overview of these Accutron Spaceviews, and I hope you have a great day.